Taiwan could spark World War III.
Two superpowers on a collision course over the future of Taiwan.
Taiwan is home to the one company that makes 90% of the advanced semiconductor chips used in everything and anything you can think of, from the F-35 fighter jets to the smartphones that you're watching this on. This company is TSMC, or Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. Their dominance in chipmaking is so well accepted that it has become an integral part of Taiwan's international policy, with many calling it Taiwan's Silicon Shield. Nobody denies the effectiveness of the shield. If Taiwan was involved in a military conflict today, the whole world would shudder. So exactly how important is TSMC to the world's economy? Taiwan provides 70% of China's supply of semiconductor chips needed for consumer electronics, from phones to toasters, and 92% of the most advanced chips used in the United States. This includes the Apple iPhone's market-leading Bionic chips. A disruption in TSMC manufacturing would touch every part of your life, from the cars and phones we use every day, to the cloud servers that allow us to scroll through endless YouTube shorts, to the airplanes that fly us to our favorite vacations. To make it worse, almost all of this production is done on the small island of Taiwan. It would take years and hundreds of billions of dollars for another company or country to replicate TSMC's production capacity. It's no wonder China has been stepping up its military maneuvers around the island of Taiwan. China has publicly emphasized its claim over the island and has even passed a bill that recommends invasion if Taiwan was to resist integration. A conflict with Taiwan would be so catastrophic that the United States is quickly trying to lower the stakes by bringing more TSMC factories closer to home. The US most recently passed the CHIPS Act, offering billions of dollars to semiconductor companies to increase their domestic capacity. This bill supports TSMC's planned $12 billion plant in Arizona. Despite the United States' need to reduce its reliance on TSMC, Taiwan's Silicon Shield only holds if Taiwan continues to be integral to the world's economy.
More than 90% of the world's most advanced microchips are made here in Taiwan. If you got a smartphone in your pocket, the odds are pretty good the chips that power it were made by one of these companies.
As a result, the most advanced versions of TSMC's plants building the much faster 2nm semiconductors are still located in Taiwan. So what is it about TSMC that allowed them to build such a dominant position in the semiconductor industry? First and foremost, it's the economies of scale share. The same basic advantage that allowed for Amazon and Costco to become household names has propelled TSMC to 50% market share in the world's semiconductor market and a 90% plus share in advanced semiconductors. TSMC, unlike its biggest competitor Samsung, does not create any consumer-facing products. Rather, it only produces chips for others. This neutral position in the market allows them to take on less product risk while specializing in the technologically difficult process of making these extremely small chips, where each advancement in technology costs tens of billions of dollars in development. Other manufacturers just don't have enough in terms of orders to be able to compete with TSMC at this point. By being the neutral party to all customers and at the cutting edge, TSMC has gained more customers over time. With more customers, they are able to continue to reinvest into their production and build a greater lead against competitors. This dynamic has created a faster and faster spinning flywheel that has propelled TSMC into the monopoly producer of the world's best chips. With such a powerful dynamic in place, it's hard to see a world where a TSMC competitor would make a dent in TSMC's dominant position in the next 5 to 10 years. Hi friends, my name is Maaiz. I'm a hedge fund analyst turned entrepreneur, and on this channel I share what I'm learning to build the best investment strategies possible today. TSMC reached this position thanks to its visionary founder, Morris Chang. Morris pioneered the idea of pricing semiconductors ahead of the cost curve, or sacrificing early profits to gain market share and achieve manufacturing efficiency that would lead to greater long-term profits. Now that's a mouthful, but essentially, Morris was willing to price at the bare minimum prices, knowing that by having such low prices, he could scale up and have a much larger share of the market and thus greater profits in the long run. This was an expensive strategy that required long-term management and long-term thinking. Originally pioneered it at Texas Instruments, but soon he realized that he would be able to gather even more scale and further reduce the price if he was able to create chips for any company that needed them. Most companies saw semiconductors as a low-margin commodity business before Chang brought forth this strategy, propelling TSMC into the dominant player in semiconductor manufacturing. The question is, will TSMC maintain its dominant position? As it is now, it's hard to imagine otherwise. There are 3 reasons for the status quo to be maintained. First, TSMC is years ahead of the rest of the world in chip production. They are the only ones that currently provide 3nm chips. These are the same chips that are in your iPhones and some of the most advanced chips out there today. 2, TSMC's dominance is Taiwan's biggest leverage against China's political advances. Hence, there's a lot riding on TSMC continuing to hold their edge and continuing to have this massive market share that they do. Lastly, the current winner-takes-all dynamic of the market has led to the cheapest chips. Given the large fixed cost to build these chips, a redundant source of these chips could mean substantially higher prices, something the market would hate. Now, this video just touches the surface of what makes Taiwan such a powder keg of controversy. If you want to learn more about the politics of this, definitely check out Johnny Harris's video on the politics of the situation. But if you enjoyed that video, check out this video on how to find tech stock bargains in this market.